Project 4 Firearms in Florida, our all-day TV and online event continues right now with 3 words: safety, protection, and preparedness. Those are among the leading reasons many women are getting a permit to carry a gun.
There are now 6 times as many women with concealed weapon or firearm licenses here in Florida than there were 10 years ago, and that number keeps growing. Channel 4's Kamasi Aaron talked to women at a local gun range, each with a different motivation for learning to shoot.
Kathy Zamuski may not have ever heard the sound of a gunshot at this range if she hadn't heard an unexpected sound at her home.
I was at home sleeping. My husband was away, and at 4 a.m. my security alarm is blaring. The security system folks had called in and said the breach is at the master bedroom window. I'm in the master bedroom, and so it was a little disconcerting, and then I realized in that moment, like, what is my plan? What am I going to do to protect myself?
Her first thought, a gun, but she didn't know where to start. She turned to Basics Range and Gun, where they told her about Ladies' Night. Revolvers and semi-automatics replace drinks and appetizers here as these ladies come together to not only have a good time, but to learn. Many of the ladies were just like me, not familiar or comfortable with guns. An instructor helps, teaching safety every step of the way, from loading the weapon, holding it, aiming, and firing.
I think it's a great idea. I think all ladies should be able to at least familiarize themselves a little bit with shooting a gun. I'm a mom with 3 kids, and I certainly want to know how to protect my family in the event I have to.
Julie Holland came with her mother. They both have been around firearms but wanted to try something new. Barbara Mecca came to make sure she's ready for her husband's upcoming retirement.
And I like to be able to protect myself because we're thinking of moving into a more rural area. And if we do, I don't want to be there by myself. I want to be protected.
For Elizabeth Marshall, Ladies' Night is relatively new, but learning how to shoot is not. She started when she lived in Gainesville.
We lived there when it was the Gainesville killing, and it was a very scary time for women and men on campus, and a lot of people were getting guns and not learning how to shoot them or use them.
She got a gun, one she still uses today, but she recently decided to get her concealed weapon permit, taking a class with other mothers at her daughter's school. Marshall is one of an increasing amount of women deciding to get their license. As of March 2014, 279,700 women have active concealed weapon or firearm licenses in Florida. Around the same time in 2004, there were only 48,316, which means there are almost 6 times as many women with licenses now than there were 10 years ago. Of all concealed weapon or firearm license holders in Florida, 22% are women, 78% men. In 2004, only 15% were women. It's a cultural shift, evident not only by looking at statistics, but also by just looking around ranges like this one.
It's scary at first, but then you get used to it.
Marshall brings her daughter Hannah along for target practice, and it's not only so she can learn how to use a gun, but so she won't be afraid if she comes across one.
We don't know what happens when they go off into other people's houses and what she might see going on. I'd like her to know safety and what is safe and what isn't, and when she should walk away and when she should call a parent.
While each woman's journey to this class is different, their desires are mostly the same: safety, preparedness, protection, and conquering their own fears.
It's kind of scary the first time. I thought so, but it's getting to be much easier every time I come. So I just suggest you come back often.
It's just a learning how to do something new.
It is.
To protect yourself and keep your family safe and feel safe at home.
In Orange Park, Kamasi Aaron, Channel 4, the local station.
Project 4 Firearms in Florida continues at 10:30 with buying a gun, the difference between a gun show and a gun shop. And we want to hear from you. Join the conversation on Twitter. You can see the feed live on news4jax.com. Just use #FloridaFirearms.